Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 elections, Peter Obi, on Wednesday, appealed to privileged Nigerians to invest in education and the health sector, as well as help fund the drilling of 200,000 boreholes across the country. Peter Obi made the appeal at a press briefing in Abuja.
I've been going around this country trying to help in any way I can. And I'm appealing to other people to do the same thing. There's need to drill boreholes across the country. And my appeal is to these 200,000 people to drill at least one borehole a year. Just one. You could do more, but do one a year. This will cost between 5 to 10 million. Just one a year. And that will be 200,000 boreholes scattered all over the country.
Rufai, just one a year. I mean, I think that his advocacy here is quite apt because only last year the World Bank estimated that about 70 million Nigerians lack access to clean drinking water. He has been doing that in the north. I believe he donated about 10 already in the north. If you remember, he came under fire for one of those. But you know, Peter Obi also responded to critics who have accused him of not building any school while he was governor of Anambra State, stating that individuals who made such claims have not read his manifesto. Obi argued that Anambra State was ranked 26th in the nation when he became governor, with shuttered schools and a broken educational system, but that by the time he left office, Anambra State had risen to the top.
You need to go and read my manifesto. You know, what we do here is that we don't read people's manifesto and know what they promised. When I was campaigning to be governor, as you know, and I'm sure you're aware, there was a term for nearly 2 years, the schools were shut in Anambra State. The Anambra school system went very low in rating. When I was campaigning to be governor, I said I'll change the educational system in Anambra State where schools and our children will never be closed. I'll make sure I give the best to education, and I'll make sure that Anambra State becomes one of the best. And when I started, we were number 26, 27, Wayaka and Neko. By the time I left, we were number 1.
All right, Rufai, you know that, some critics have always talked about the fact that Peter Obi did not build schools in Anambra State, but here he is clarifying the fact that, why build schools when you can actually revamp the system of education in Anambra? And also, I think you had a comment on the water system.
So what I wanted to say as regards the water system is I think it's another indictment of the government that a private citizen like Peter Obi is now saying, let us build enough boreholes. The government is supposed to be able to provide water. What I have with, he has good intentions, but what I have with it, you're going to cause ecological imbalance. Don't forget, you have some parts of this country still very erosion prone, especially parts in the southeast and some parts of the country. So building 200,000 boreholes up with the pre-existing boreholes we already have might be problematic on our ecosystem. Also, what the government should be able to do is revive the water works system, so that you have a general body that can give villages water and things like that, and areas like this water. I think that is most important, rather than going through all of this. The government tried it with a water bill the other time that they were using to sort of like take land, which became problematic in the country. So I know it has good intention, but let's fix that. As regards the second part, I think Peter Obi's records speak for itself. The biggest barometer to be able to test educational advancement, and I don't listen to faceless critics, the biggest advancement to be able to test educational, development is where were you on your WAEC ratings or your educational system ratings when he came in? They were 26th. And also now they went up to, I think, number 2 or number 1 in the country as at that time. And that's the greatest barometer. It shows that you've been able to equip the schools, revamp the schools. They don't want to talk about the thousands of schools he revamped. The refurbishment is not building. There were some schools that were sort of like built from scratch. There's some universities that were built. So it's not the time to listen to faceless critics. He got the job done in the educational sector. I am a witness to it, and I'll tell you, the educational commissioner then, I have had a lot of engagement with her. In fact, Microsoft used to call her consistently to forums that I was part of to come and tell the Anambra educational revamp story. In fact, I still have that professor's number on my phone if I check. And you can see how they were able to articulate precept by precept. I think it's a model people should learn about. And people should stop talking about faceless things that don't have empirical facts.
Oh, you're right, Rufai, because also last week we did take the story where he talked about the roads and, advocating for the rehabilitation of roads instead of going on to take that Lagos-Calabar road.
He said other things beyond the borehole. The big point that he made is that, look, privileged Nigerians should help the poor. And he didn't just talk about boreholes. He talked about education. He talked about healthcare. And he has shown example. Other people can do other things. However, that does not reduce the responsibility of government to provide potable water. Under the social development goals, SDG number 6 is about clean water and sanitation. Government at all levels has a responsibility to make sure that the people have access to potable water. If we keep digging a borehole, that in itself has environmental issues. It will affect the aquifer level and all of that in terms of the consequences. But government should provide potable water. Why is this so difficult? To just give people water to drink.
Over 70 million people. Okay, Dr. Mati, you made a good point.